What's up, guys? That really gross guy here. We are back, and today I wanted to talk about the chair. Now, not just any chair. I think you guys know by now which chair I am talking about. And with that, I would also like to talk a bit about Umbra, as well as the Stalker, and where their lore kind of goes back and how those two frames might be related, or at least something about those frames might tell us a little bit more about those frames based on the lore we know about each one. So, anyways, for the most part, you guys have probably heard my little speculations on this chair. Anyways, but spoilers, guys. It's in the title. Just gonna throw that out there, just in case you need to, hop out right now. The chair. We learned quite a bit about it from the sacrifice. I've had my speculations on this chair and maybe the dangers of using this chair. This chair potentially could be all sorts of problems for us, or maybe I've even kind of speculated on maybe there's a way for us to get some boosts in our stats and get some extra something or other going because of the modifications this chair might be able to put us through. But that's all just speculation, hoping that maybe someday the end game will be pushed a little bit further to have some craziness going on and some special stats and cool things to go on. But anyways, but the chair itself, we've learned from the sacrifice, this chair was the tool that that was used to create these warframes. And of course, you hear from is it Helminth? Is that the name of the chair? Like infested possession thing. It was telling us that we are explaining to us that we are its own flesh, and by telling us, I'm talking about the Warframes. The Warframes themselves explaining to it that we are of the same flesh, and that it warns the Warframes of the Void Demons, the Operators, the Tenno, and there's something going on there, obviously. Number one is these Warframes can be controlled using these operators. However, we have learned through Umbra that these Warframes, for the most part, can independently operate on their own. However, from what we've learned from Umbra, is at least Umbra, the memory that it held on to, drove it to madness and drove it to do some very questionable things. And I only say questionable because at the time it seemed like it was only helping us. However, it did almost kind of kill us. So, but that Umbra Warframe had this memory instilled in it, had this personality, it had something that was driving this Warframe to act the way it was acting. And we learned that's because this frame, formerly a Dax soldier, was, number one, highly regarded for its skills, but also the memory that it held on to was the memory of it being forced to kill its son. And spoilers, guys, I'm telling you, this is spoilers. That's a big memory to hold on to, and I'm assuming forced to hold on to force it to act the way it did. And this Umbra, this is going to tie into some of the stuff we're going to talk about with the Stalker and all that. But this Umbra, as we can tell, is different from the other Warframes we have experienced in the past. Maybe this was almost like the first test to make a Warframe possible. Maybe it was streamlined in the future and perfected to the point where the Warframes we control now were just like a factory, like they're just pumping them out or something. But anyways, that just the whole idea of these Warframes being able to act on their own and doing their own thing is fascinating. The idea of the chair warning the Warframes of the Void Demons is also interesting as well. And of course, the idea that the Umbra frame was forced to remember this memory, to relive this memory over and over again, makes me think about the Stalker and this what the Stalker is could be going through, because I'm assuming the Stalker had to undergo the same process. Was the Stalker also a very early version of a Warframe? Because we do know that the Stalker was, just the story behind the Stalker and the Tenno and the massacre, and how the Stalker has this deep hatred for the Tenno. So, was there a way that the Orokin at the time, maybe Ballas, instilled the Stalker with those memories, and those are the only memories Stalker has? Or is the Stalker a little bit more self-aware than some of the other Warframes? And I mean, it looks like it is, because he seems a lot more calm and collected for a lot of the things that Stalker does. So I don't know. That's just interesting to me. Obviously, he wants us killed. He'll go through any lengths to kill the Tenno, and that just I don't feel like a lot of people have put these pieces together. I know some people have, but I know it doesn't seem like it's talked about all that much. But it seems like Umbra and the Stalker are very similar in their. At least Umbra, when we first found Umbra, was very similar in their ideas, or their what the ideals that derive them. So I'm curious, is number one the future of the Stalker, and what we're gonna see in the future when it comes to facing off with the Stalker again, and the whole Hun Hao thing, and what's going on with Hun Hao. But if you guys haven't thought about it already, you maybe consider the idea that the Stalker, number one, is kind of being forced to act the way it is because of maybe the memories the Stalker has, being forced to relive something, and with the Orokin gone, who's and obviously Hun Hao's teamed up with the Stalker, but Stalker is pretty much a lone warrior at this point, and I guess like Umbra was, maybe we'll see some more of this in the future, which would be super interesting to see, Warframes that are acting on their own accord. But I think, obviously the chair and maybe could be a way to resolve some of these issues. The Tenno could be a way to resolve these issues. There's always been the question of, does Stalker have a Tenno? There was the whole Second Dream thing where it's like, you question if you're the same as them, and Stalker is just like, just no idea what to do, and that's very interesting. I think at some point we're gonna learn these questions, but for the time being, I think the only pieces of the puzzle we can put together is the idea that, to a degree, Umbra and Stalker are two peas in a pot. They are very similar to each other in the way they act and maybe the memories they have. And the chair itself is at least the tool in which we would create a regular Warframe. And maybe there's more to it than just that. Maybe it could help us, maybe it could hurt us. I am curious to see what you guys think. I'd love to hear it in the comments. If you want to join Discord and talk there, that would be awesome. Love to see you guys over on my Discord. I like to be over there and show you guys and talk about all sorts of different things. The more conversations I can have, the better, so we can brainstorm and talk about some of these things. And yeah, so that's going to be it for me, guys, on this chair Umbra deal. Like I said, you guys have probably heard my rant in the past that I think the chair is harmful, but I think I have a video on that solely based on that fact, and if you want to check that out, you can. But that's going to be it for me, guys. I'd love to hear what you think, and I would love to see you guys in another video. Until then, Blah.